What's up, guys, gals, non-binary pals? My name is Cody Hansel, and this video was made really impromptu. You'll obviously notice that once you start watching, but basically what happened was me and three of my like professional animation friends got together to watch Wolfwalkers. We watched the whole thing, and we started getting in the really deep conversation about it, and I thought pretty early into it, oh, this might be something. So I hit the record button, and this is kind of what came out of it. It was a quick conversation. There's like no webcam or anything. There's a bunch of trailer footage throughout the video, but the point is we talked about it a lot. We said a bunch of words, and I think it's really interesting, some of the takes and avenues we went down, from the perspective of somebody who just likes cartoons to the perspective of three professionals who make the stuff. So that's really fun. I really enjoyed it. Please take a listen to it. We also recorded another one for Klaus, but I don't know if I'm going to go through the process of editing that one, because this was kind of tedious and I want to do a bit more work on that one, but I want to make sure the conversation is interesting enough first. So if you guys like this, comment, like, let me know that you like it. And I will make the Klaus one, and we'll plan future ones to make more of, and maybe we'll have like video and stuff in that one, so it's not just the same two trailers that I'm hoping won't get copyright struck rotating around over and over again. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace.
During the climax on the
Look at the
stage
bird
with
picture.
where
Look how cute
the
that
wolf
is.
was in the cage, I didn't know what was gonna happen. I honestly didn't know. I was like,
Look at the cute bird picture. I love her. I love the bird. Merlin's adorable. What a good design.
This
So
was-
much artifacting.
This was really good. It makes me want to go to Story Tavern now.
It makes me want to draw
I know.
all day tomorrow, which I'm probably going to do. The wolf ate a chicken! The wolf ate a chicken!
I kind of want to draw Wolfwalkers too now. But there was one bit towards the beginning where I saw the two crows, and I was like, oh, look, it's Ben and Christina.
Basically.
Yeah, I was really happy with this.
Yeah, this was very good. They haven't made a bad film yet, honestly.
No, they haven't. I'm worried.
I wasn't as big a fan of Song of the Sea as I was of like Kells.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, they brought back Keela.
Yep.
That's got to be Keela. The music.
Keela.
Oh,
the
right.
music.
It is.
Yeah, bro.
It sounds like Keela or Kyla. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. I actually listened to that during my stream today.
Barely starting as Keela, but I could be wrong.
So fucking good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I really enjoyed that the wolves move like water. I thought that was very fun.
Yeah, there was a lot of bits where like the wolves moved like water. They were really bouncy and kind of spongy. I loved that shot when Maeve first went back into the city, and like you saw her jumping away from camera, and she just eventually turned into a little ball of hair popping around.
Yeah, she was basically just a ball of hair.
Yeah.
Yay, construction! Teach the kids.
Teach the kiddos.
Whoa, dude, that's the secret message.
Right. I think there were at least 3 Baxter shots. The one we saw before, the one in the city.
Yeah.
And then there's the one where she's running at the cannon.
Yeah.
With all the gunfire. I'm pretty sure that was Baxter too.
That was probably Baxter. It had the
No one does
Baxter angle.
Yeah, no one does quadrupeds like he does.
He lived. Good job, Sean Bean.
I know. I was like,
No problem.
Ben's like, watch the dad die. I'm like, you don't know who plays his voice actor, do you? And he's like, no. I'm like, yeah, dude.
He just gets. It cuts to the shot from Game of Thrones for no reason. It's like, what the fuck?
Action, suddenly, what's happening?
Yes, literally.
Someone just dubs on top of it. Run, Robin. Shink. What the fuck?
Damn it.
What is
one of
this?
those sci-fi movies. It's a completely different.
Yeah.
It's like this Goldeneye, but it's like recently when the thing collapsed in real time. He's just,
Oh my god.
I am Maeve,
That's
daughter
a good
of wolves, hunter of packs.
Wow, yeah, think of that.
Wow.
They even gave him his knees in the right place.
Yeah.
They actually gave him knees, like he's supposed to have.
And they didn't
Very
just,
good.
and they drew it like design.
Yeah, they do
with a
design-wise,
sense,
yeah. I like the
Very
design
good.
of this one more than Kel's. I like the isometric feeling of Kel's, but this, like the way the forest was wild looking and the houses were orderly.
The one thing I liked less than Kel's in this was the soldiers' design. I didn't.
Yeah,
like,
they were pretty samey.
They have bell-bottom feet, and that kind of bugged me after a while. But
Bell bottom
Look, they
feet.
had wolf consultants.
Bell bottom feet. Wolf with
Oh,
the
God.
fur.
It exploded again. Oh,
So
it's
pink.
awful.
I don't know. This might just be the whole first seeing thing. But I
Oh.
think this one might be my favorite. Christina.
I don't know if you can get it to do it again.
we're still synced. I'll wait till it
Yeah?
ends.
You specifically, how many times did you cry and or almost cry?
Misty and a half? Was that count for
That's
something?
Yeah,
about,
I think I only got Misty and a half. I think that's about it
I
for
got
me.
Misty and a half on that one.
We all got a Misty and a half. Okay.
Okay,
I had a
good.
couple halves, I think.
Oh yeah, I think we did. I think we did okay. We did okay.
We did okay. We made it.
That was really. I just want to say I loved this movie. I really liked it.
Here was where they right before they got to the Wolfwalkers logo.
No, this
It's just like freaked out so bad.
I will say on a first time viewing, this is the most fun I've had watching a Cartoon Saloon movie. Like
Okay,
Really?
Yeah.
the other
Oh.
like I like all the Cartoon Saloon movies that I've seen, but I think this one is the one that like it felt the most entertaining and the most like a total adventure. Like I cared more about the characters' relationships and stuff than I did in the other ones. The other
Yeah.
ones,
Yeah.
like the characters' relationships felt a little bit more kind of forced, I guess. They're not forced because they're all family things, but the relationship was already there. In this one, we got to see a relationship actually form, and that was a lot of fun to watch, especially between these two characters.
You saw Brendan and Aislinn be or Ash. Actually, was it Ashley or Aislinn? What was her name? It was spelled like Ashley, but it was Aislinn, wasn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah, no, you saw their friendship form too.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I don't know. This one just felt more fun to me in
You
general.
might not even do the artifact.
It might not do.
I think it had more comedy than both.
It did have,
definitely
yeah.
did.
Well, that's because Maeve was a ham. So
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's the first one they've had a character that's a ham.
Song.
Because like Song of the Sea was serious. Because I watched that one recently. Like everyone was kind of really sad, but the sister trying to be like positive was still kind of a downer. But this one was like everyone. Like crap. I keep wanting to say Merida, but it's not Merida.
no, she's definitely she's much more entertaining
Maeve.
than Merida and actually learns lessons.
Yeah, Maeve is like awesome. Like every time she was on screen, I was excited. I was like,
dude,
yes.
I know.
Maeve.
Every time she popped up, I was like, yes. Something
I
fun.
love her face.
I think
Yeah, her design is awesome. I love her design.
Direction, like after like stumbling around in the forest looking for a damn bird, she already had gone sketchy. I'm like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I love they maintained the line weight. They kept the line weights in there.
Yeah,
They
sorry,
did
the
line weight, but they
construction.
made it sketchy. Like,
Christina
Yeah,
noticed that they switched between, they sort of blended between cleaner line and basically like
The rough.
101 Dalmatian style.
Yeah.
rough.
Exactly. Yeah.
Dalmatians, there was straight construction in that shit.
Yeah.
101 Dalmatian
it was-
had some construction.
I mean, it was very much
A little
like
bit.
it's very much like Spider-Verse, where when Miles gets better at being Spider-Man, his frame rate goes up. In this,
Yeah.
the more
Actually,
wild the character,
speaking-
the more wild the
Yeah.
character got, the more construction lines you got to see, which was really
And actually,
fun.
speaking of that, this actually, it is Keela. We just went back to look at it. It is Keela again.
Nice.
You can
I might have to listen to that song for a little bit. Just saying.
Yeah.
There are two really good. There
I'm
are
gonna
two
throw
really
this on
good.
know what the
playlist.
wolf- I was like,
There are two- oh, the wolves one. I was wondering if
Yeah,
they're
I
gonna
like
keep
that
that in there, and they did. So I was actually happy with that.
Yeah, running.
Why
with the
wouldn't
Wolves
they?
was an
Oh, okay, you didn't know if it was
absolute
just trailer music.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was
Yeah.
a trailer music or not, but it was.
I
very
hate when it's
toned
just
down.
trailer music sometimes.
It was very-
banger. I know.
Compared to the actual song, that was very toned down.
Yes.
As far as like orchestration and stuff, that wasn't
Yeah,
the full like.
the actual
that wasn't
song-
the full song.
The actual song is like absolute cacophony. It goes
Yeah.
hard.
Also, the video is just ridiculous. I watched the video for the first time last night after being like curious. I'm like, oh god, what's happening here? It was nuts.
I haven't actually watched the whole video. I would just play the audio and kind of leave it off to the side of the screen. But yeah.
Yeah, no, she's like struggling and like freaking out, and then some guy in like an SUV chasing her through the like through the fucking like desert. No, go.
And then
back, I'll show you.
The agents are
God.
wearing pilgrim hats. I don't know what's
Oh,
happening.
right,
in this
full
scene.
screen.
I don't know if Cosmo will keep it or not. Yeah,
You know what,
I will say, sorry, I didn't finish my thought. The same thing did happen. That happened to me when I was watching Spider-Man, Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Because in Spider-Verse, my heart was beating when he was figuring out how to be Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That whole scene, and this thing, the
Yeah.
same thing happened when she was figuring out how to be a wolf. My heart was beating
I
really
was just
fast.
sitting here like, ugh.
Yeah, my heart was beating so fast.
I
Did you
was
catch the
sit-
video of that?
I was sitting here and
You
I
got
was
a video?
just, oh my God. I was sitting here and I was just, I felt my
Yeah.
heart rate going up. I was so
No, yeah,
excited.
when she was learning to be a wolf, my
Oh
heart
my
rate was like,
God, it was so sick.
yeah, that was good. Actually, Oh, Cody, the other thing that made this enjoyable was knowing we were watching it as a group too.
That's
that also
true.
added to
That's
added
true.
to the experience.
Like whenever I would giggle and I would hear like Nick giggle and you guys would chime in, it definitely added to the experience. That's
Yeah.
I really thought the bridge was gonna give out with all the villagers at the end. I was like, give out, give out. The wolves are shot. I was waiting for it.
I don't
Ben made a
know.
very fair point. That motherfucker at the end chose death than to be a Wolfwalker. What
Yeah.
a dick.
I know.
Yeah, he made
Nancy went to hell.
the choice.
He
Yeah.
also still went to hell either way.
I think he
committed
knew.
suicide.
The way they showed him glancing at the daughter and the father, I think he realized what
realized-
he was going to become.
Yeah, and he was like, nope.
And he was like,
Yeah, because
"No."
he got bit in the chest. Yeah, he was
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
he noped out of that right quick.
Yeah, he was kind of a what's the character's
Was
name?
it-
from
I was
Pokemon?
actually about to say, if he comes back as a fucking summon, I'm gonna lose it. Like, is that one shot? He's like a giant ass bad spirit.
Here's one
Like,
thing I
what the
did
fuck?
notice. The guy who was her friend, who was always in the stocks, he never turned into a wolf, and I forgot. It really was about biting. They scratched him.
Yeah,
Then they healed it, and he was fine.
yeah.
So I think
But
what
Well,
he
it
did,
was the mom that healed him. The mom knew how to heal.
despite that,
Well, but
despite that,
but
I don't
remember-
think she could have. I think you still become a wolfwalker if you're bitten, not if you're scratched.
Maybe.
well, I think because it sounded like
Her mom said never to bite.
well, Maeve also sounded like yeah. I think that's a bit up in the air because Maeve sounded like she could heal her, but maybe you can't heal the wolf walking
Oh,
part
you
of
know
things.
what else?
Maeve specifically said she was like, I tried to heal, but I wasn't strong
Actually, you know what? I just thought about something.
What's
He didn't
that?
get scratched by wolfwalkers. He got scratched by wolves. It wouldn't
Yeah,
have made
he
a
did get
difference
scratched
now
by
that I think
regular
about it.
wolves. But
enough.
I think
I've never seen
I also thought it was time based because I thought she was saying like I thought she was saying she did it in time, but I don't know.
I mean,
It was funny when Robin first entered the pack and all the wolves are like sniffing her and they're
She's
like,
like,
hey,
"Fuck
Yeah, they're sniffing her butt and stuff. She's like, back off.
Congratulations,
the wolves.
Bean, for not getting your face eaten off.
right.
Good job.
Nick, where are your clothes? I'm running with the wolves, yo.
I'm a wolf walker. Look,
I'm a wolf. Yeah, you're going to jail.
Look-
Shit.
look, the wolves bit me all over.
Too
I
easy.
must be a wolf walker by now. You're looking really pale, bud. I'm the wolf walker.
Might be Chinese distribution.
I call the Halsteads from prison, and instead of saying hello, I'm just like,
more
oh,
likely to be Chinese
it's like,
distribution.
damn it, Nick. We're not bailing you if you don't talk. Oh. We're not bailing you if you don't talk, Nick. Oh.
All right,
He's
so-
not letting it go. He's
all
not
right,
letting
all right, so that was your one free phone call. Get back in the cell. Oh.
Oh. Oh.
Oh God.
Hey
bless.
boy, we'll make you howl. Oh God, no.
Oh, Jesus, no. Yeah, I'll probably have to watch that a few more times until because I don't know when it's going to be available for
definitely.
download. I want it now.
Me definitely.
Yeah, I wanna
wanna
own
watch
this
it
shit.
again. Yeah, I want to
I
own it.
probably I probably liked it more than Kel's because it's got a lot of wolves in it. And the other one only had Pangerbon.
Christina.
I had to rewatch Cal's. I definitely like it more than Song of the Sea. Song of the Sea is
Oh,
slow.
I think I even like Breadwinner more than Song of the Sea. if
Song
I'm
of,
being
the,
honest.
Song of the Sea is like it's a very good movie. It's not one that I want to rewatch over and over again.
It's
really,
not
no.
because I watched
For
it the
me,
second
it's
time. I was like,
Black
dear
Soul,
God, this
Black
is
Soul
slow.
Square.
I already want to rewatch Wolfwalkers right now,
Yeah, same.
but I don't want to rewatch like Song of the Sea.
I'm gonna give it a day and then watch it again like Sunday or something.
I'm gonna watch it probably.
What's up?
tomorrow?
Oh, hey guys, I'm watching Wolfwalk.
Fuck up.
Um,
Shut the fuck up.
God, I would love.
Don't be mad. I'm stuck on the badger again.
Yeah.
I
Right.
didn't see the rest of the movie. I didn't want to be rude.
You know what I'm trying to figure out is what game does that where you can hear sounds through walls where it's actually a visual. What game was that did that? So they were doing that. I'm like, what game fucking did this? Remember, there's a game where you could hear sound.
Well, yeah,
in waves
there's been-
like
there's
that
been a
through
lot of
walls.
games
Batman
that have
does
done-
that.
Yeah,
Doesn't Batman do that?
Oh yeah,
Batman-
Arkham Asylum.
Yeah, because there's the
Batman kinda does
sonar.
that.
The sonar thing.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed
Dude,
has kind of.
I honestly, as soon as I saw it, I thought of BNA.
Oh, Christina.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. That was very BNA. Christina, I know
Yeah.
exactly the game
Yeah.
you're talking about, The Last of Us.
Yeah.
God, what a good.
God, I
movie.
love how she's haloed by fucking arrowheads. Jesus. This looked like a ton of fun to work on.
Yeah, I bet it was. I did.
It's
love,
funny a lot.
I did
go on.
love almost every character design. Like I know,
Yeah.
I know. Ben, you're all like, oh, I didn't care for the.
He's in the bathroom.
Oh, well, I know Ben didn't care for the soldier designs, but I kind of liked them. Like,
They weren't. Well, they were. I know. Clearly they weren't trying to do the Viking thing they were doing in Kells.
No.
Because the Viking thing was a lot different. They were more of an amorphous, shapeless threat rather than like an actual soldier.
Yeah. But the soldiers, I think the soldiers served their purposes in looking like boring slates of following what the person says.
Yes.
Like, we don't start seeing any kind of detail in any of the soldiers until the end where things start going crazy.
Where wolves start eating their faces off.
I don't think any of the wolves actually ate anybody.
No, I don't think anyone died except for Fuckwad.
Yeah. Instead of Farquaad, he's Fuckwad.
Fuckwad.
Fuck fire, desire.
He was going, dude. He was full sending that Hellfire thing. I was waiting.
He
for
really
him to do
was.
it, too.
I was waiting for the Wolfwalker.
But the only thing that didn't get answered, and I really wanted to know, was how did they catch her mom? That's the only thing that they never answered. They just had her. I mean, and that's acceptable to a point, but I am curious to how she got caught.
Oh, traps.
I guess, but they were having a hard time with the wolves. That's why they hired the trapper in the first place. Like, who was the one fucker who caught the biggest, baddest wolf out there and then couldn't catch the rest of the damn things?
Right.
That doesn't make sense for like one wolf to get caught and she's the smartest, like oldest, most wisest.
Or maybe the daughter's really good.
Or the daughter's just really wily. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
The daughter was definitely wily. She managed to make it out of the city while being on stage while literally everybody was trying to get a hold of her.
Yeah, but then she went like full Mononoke and was like, I'm gonna burn this whole shit down. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah. It was very Mononoke right there at that scene for sure. It was very Mononoke.
Yeah, except her mom wasn't rocking the Moro sensibility of like, fuck the world.
Yeah, you're right.
Because Moro was dark. That was a dark character.
Her mom was just like, y'all, we just want to be chill. Shit.
Yeah. It's taking a nap. Like a 3-month-long nap.
I wonder if it was that long. I feel like it must have been more like a couple weeks. Actually,
it was enough to concern her kid. But yeah, it was probably a couple weeks, I'm sure.
I mean, if we assume it's following like body physics, like she can't live more than a week without water. Or she can't go 3 days without water.
I mean, they are fucking magic, though, so...
Yeah, sure.
I mean, she definitely didn't look gaunt from sitting there all that time.
I mean, we also do see that whatever happens to the body on the human, like...
Right, so if they're feeding the wolf, then she's getting water and food, too.
Yeah. All right,
the only thing that bothers me is that your mind would be exhausted, because if your body's getting sleep and your mind doesn't, are you just, wired constantly? Because your body's fine, but your mind's been going, 24/7.
I feel like you get the same amount of rest you get when you're dreaming.
So you think your physical brain is getting enough rest to be perfectly functional when you wake up in that body?
Because when you dream, you're still resting.
Here's the thing, though. There is no wolf body when you're awake. The wolf body goes away. So that never gets tired, but your human mind is still going regardless of what body you're in.
Meh. Forest magic.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you know me. I try to put logic where logic.
Meh. Forest magic.
Right.
I don't have to lose this argument anymore.
Movies. Let me see if I can find it. It does have footage that I hadn't seen yet.
Guys, what if instead of the running with the wolves, like the running with the wolves scene starts and you just hear, "There's a she-wolf in the closet."
Let it out so he can breathe. Oh! And every time the album comes, they're howling. And then, Shakira being a diva, she'd have to be in there somewhere.
Oh my god, that's so golden.
Is that the same rig from Zootopia? What the fuck?
Is she still a gazelle?
Is this literally?
Yeah, she's still a gazelle.
Wait, I thought Shakira. Oh yeah, wait. Was she a gazelle?
No, she's gazelle.
Yeah, you're a gazelle. Yeah. Is this a really weird gazelle running? It's just a 3D model
in Ireland.
Dude, I really badly wanted to pop in with a joke in there and just be like, "Oh yes, I'm Scottish. Oh yes, I'm British. How can you tell? I can't. I'm an American."
What's going on? It's like, what? Howdy. It's like, what?
Oh my god. All right.
You can tell if someone's Scottish because you can't understand a fucking word they're saying.
Except for another Scottish.
Yeah.
I wonder how many times Maeve's voice actress was in the studio and they're like, "You got to do it again, but make it more English. Make it please, God, please.
Mm.
And it's
For
just
the
that-
most part, I thought that the kids were really good actors.
Yeah.
Oh, I believed it the whole time. They did a fantastic job.
Yeah, I didn't have too hard of a time.
Yeah,
I
there was
think
like
this-
once or twice where I was like, I wish that they were like shouting more and emoting harder, but it was really like very small. Like
I think
overall, I
there's-
was really impressed.
Honestly, I think with like the whole acting thing, it's the same thing. This is like the same conversation for like when we're watching like a Japanese sub. Like we don't know when the actors are actually bad. I think the accent maybe
Yeah.
mask a little bit of the lack of like if they're failing a little bit as an actor or screwing up a little bit, we don't notice that as much because we're not used to hearing the accent. But
Yeah.
that being said, as far as I'm concerned, they did a very good job. And as far as like the character animation goes, yeah, there's a few times where there could have been a little bit more emoting for a few scenes, but Cartoon Saloon focuses so much on their framing. Like literally every single like shot of this movie is framed so you're looking at
I would love to see the
exactly
storyboards.
what you want to look at. So
Yeah, and all the intense shots they did closed off compositions by
yeah,
actually
they did.
legitimately putting a black border.
yeah, they
That's true.
did.
Yeah, they
It was
do close
intense.
compositions for pretty much all their shots, actually.
No,
They
not
did a-
all. No, but I'm
no,
saying
no.
like they literally just like letterboxed it when they're like, pay
Yeah.
attention now.
Yeah, but you do raise a good point that like honestly the way
Oh yeah, no, they framed the fuck out of
the
that
way they
movie.
do geometry and stuff is kind of a closed composition all the time,
Like
almost all the time.
I mean, the perfect example of it is the first shot we see of the city from the forest, where the forest looks like it's, it's like a rolling set of
Natural.
hills. And then you see the city in the distance, and it doesn't even look like a city in the distance. It's just like, that's the sky. It's just a wall. Like they completely
Yeah,
break
they
the
did that in
perspective.
Secret of Kells too. I remember.
Yeah, but they completely break the perspective, but we still see
Yeah.
like we get it, and it's so good, and it feels
yeah.
it feels
I love
so
Cartoon
right,
Saloon.
dude. Cartoon
It
Saloon
feels good.
they're doing something
Yeah.
different, and they're doing it right. Final
perfect.
thoughts on Wolfwalkers. What are we
Wait,
thinking?
are we going to bed? What's happening?
No, I just want to like hear like a wrap up of everybody's final thoughts.
Oh, love
I didn't
doing
like
this
it.
Animate. It makes me want to animate really bad.
Excellent writing, pacing was spot on.
Color was nice
Design,
when it wasn't like artifacting.
yeah, color design. I pretty much liked it all around. It had that Celtic feel, magical feel to it.
It's
They
nice.
they strayed from I don't know if Wolfwalkers is an actual legend.
I believe it is. Yeah.
You think it is?
Pretty much everything they've done is.
That's what
been
I'm
legend.
saying. Everything they have done.
They-
I'm
yeah.
wondering if this is straying from that and kind of
I don't-
inventing
I
their
don't
own.
think it is.
I wonder
think
if
it's probably-
I wonder if Wolfwalkers is like a deep cut thing, like as far as like popular legends go, Wolfwalkers is like really.
It
like-
might be further. I mean, it's obviously further down than Selkies because I've heard of Selkies before I heard of Wolfwalkers.
Yeah, exactly.
And I knew what Selkies were before.
Right, that's what
Song
I'm
of the
saying.
Sea.
I've heard of the other legends.
Yeah.
I actually saw the Book of Kells myself,
Right.
but I've never heard of Wolfwalkers.
hmm
Yeah,
I'm
'cause
sure.
you're
I
not
mean, there's
supposed to.
deep legends.
Oh,
and we have like 15 different versions of Sasquatch in this country. There's probably things that run deep in Ireland too that we've just never heard of.
Yeah, for sure. Nick, what are your final thoughts?
Box Trolls is better. Oh my god, so much better.
Hard.
Oh
Can
my
you
God.
imagine if I was serious,
If you
dude?
were serious about Box Trolls
Box
being
Trolls.
better.
Dude, I just run you out of
Ooh.
Burbank, dude.
Ooh.
Get the fuck out of this.
You want to talk about shape language? Let's talk about box trolls.
What about Wolfwalkers? No, F that movie. F that movie. They weren't thinking inside the box. God damn it. My first thing, I can finally look at the art book of Wolfwalkers, so I'm pretty excited about that.
That's-
Yeah,
Yeah.
I actually need to buy the art book now. Hopefully I
Yeah.
can find
Yeah, I
it.
can finally look at it.
Same.
I didn't want to spoil the story, so I can finally look at it now.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's definitely I kind of want to say it's my top. I have to rewatch Kells though, because I
Yeah,
don't remember it
The art
enough.
book of
Yeah, yeah.
Wolfwalker.
I think my
Still
initial
find it.
thoughts are that it's my favorite one, but I'm on the same boat where I'm like, I'd have to rewatch the other ones and like.
Yeah, I had to
really-
watch. Breadwinner is definitely not like a feel good movie,
No.
but I should
I've-
probably watch it again. I've seen Kells many times. I've only seen Song of the Sea and Breadwinner once.
Song of the Sea's a downer. I just
I
watched
think-
it recently.
Yeah, I think-
I was like, God
Breadwinner's
damn,
about the
dude.
fucking Taliban.
Breadwinner's more of a downer.
Breadwinner's
Yeah.
about the Taliban.
Oh, I still still haven't watched it because I know it's going to be one of those movies.
I think
It's not.
an
No,
Mexican
I
movie.
didn't.
good.
Really,
It's worth
I didn't
watching.
really cry during that movie. It wasn't like a tearjerker. It was just depressing. It wasn't like
Yeah.
a make you cry constantly.
It's not
kind of
just like
thing.
death, and here's some hope, and then more death. Like there's an actual progression.
There's a plot to it. But you have to be aware it's the fucking Taliban.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the only one of the three other ones that might like compete with this one is going to be Secret of Kells. And I don't even know if Secret of Kells will compete.
Same.
Because like my memory of Secret of Kells is I really, really liked it, but this one was more fun, just immediately thinking about it.
I just love Maeve.
Yeah.
Maeve is so awesome.
Yeah,
It's,
this was
I guess it's
definitely-
Maeve with a B.
Yeah.
It's Maeve, yeah.
It's M-E-B-H.
It's M-A-B-H, I
That's
think.
old school Celtic spelling.
Well, so was Ashley.
Or Gaelic. It's probably Gaelic.
Ashlyn was
Gaelic,
also,
you're
her
right.
name was spelled all sorts of crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy spellings. But yeah.
Well, she was just a forest spirit, right? She wasn't. She also turned into a wolf, but she
Yes.
was just a forest spirit.
But she turned into I think she turned into a
She turned
couple-
into
she
a
was a
wolf.
forest
She was like
spirit,
a fish. She turned into a couple.
she just
I'd
gotta
have to
do
watch.
whatever.
I've loved both of those movies the first time, so I'd have to rewatch Secret of Kells and rewatch this.
Yeah.
But,
This will probably be higher because there's way more animals in it, and I like rough animation.
yeah, and
Yeah.
their design sense is a little more refined here.
They figured it out. Kind of like how like Kubo had a better design sense than like early Coraline stuff because
Yeah.
they were figuring out what their
They
shit
figured
was.
out how to make their style work in the medium that it was in, and it sold really,
Right.
really well by the time they got everything nailed down. The part where she was like, whenever she was walking into that room for the first time, and you saw like the wall and the floor, and like the wall was a flat perspective, the floor was a flat perspective. One of them should have been going at some kind of angle, and then she was walking at a profile view, like, and why did it work? Why did
because
that work?
because they know what they're doing.
Well, that was
I
wasn't that
know.
one of the scenes where we were like, "Oh my god, it's Thief and the Cobbler."
Yes, they did. They did
Yeah.
a couple of. They had several moments in that film that were very distinctly.
Yeah.
Very
Um,
We're not
Cobbler-esque.
only-
Dick Williams.
Yeah, they did the
Yes.
floor, and then they cut to the. I remember I started my
Yeah.
sentence. I was like, "Oh my god, this is totally." And then the next scene was the spiral staircase. I was like,
and we were
"Oh
both like,
shit!"
honestly, it may have been homage because they did that thing where something's happening in the middle, and then the action's going off to the side in
Yeah.
totally different areas of the building, and you're still seeing this random middle part.
Mhm.
And then, like, you know how the thief was on the left doing something, and the cobbler was on the other side doing something, and then like the middle is just unrelated entirely. It's like zigzag, like chilling somewhere. Like it's kind of the same thing.
They used that 3-panel setup like 3 or 4 different times in the movie, all to do a different thing. It was always a different kind of like story being told between the 3 panels, but it always worked. Oh my god, it was so good.
Also, I really, 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 really enjoyed the impact they put into it when her mom gets shot. The comic book style panels they do of the 2 girls separately reacting to it was gorgeous.
It hit.
It was very pretty.
Good.
I was very struck by how hard that hit me emotionally, the way they did that and the timing they put into that.
Yeah.
Plus the very segmented out cell shape they picked to compartmentalize them into that one moment. They're stuck in that moment,
And that's
they
what Cody's
basically
talking
frame
about
them.
too, right? I mean,
Yeah,
the
because
3
they
panel
did
thing.
the 3-panel thing. Because
Yeah.
the first time I remember them doing the 3 panels was whenever she was in the
like scullery.
When she was in the scullery, because the old lady was on the left side, she was on the right side,
She
and
was on
the
the
guards
right,
were
and they-
walking down the middle.
Yeah, walking down
So that
the
was
middle.
the
And that
first
was
time
the
they
part
did
that was
it.
very Dick Williams. That was
Yeah.
a super Dick Williams part.
But then they did it again for the mother getting shot. They did it again. They did it before that whenever they were in the town, I think.
Yeah, something happened.
They did the one I remember the most was when the crossbow was pointed at her father.
Yeah, and they did it there at the end. Like they used it 3 or 4 times in that movie, and each time it was like it was the same way of visually showing the story, but it told it in a different way each time. Like there was a
actually
different
there was another time, and that was her dad versus the 2 girls going throughout their day, where Maeve is waiting at the tree.
Yes, you're right.
That was the other time they did it. So what's interesting is they didn't only do it for points of conflict or points of intensity. Sometimes it was points of just storytelling, just getting the story all at once.
just a way of
for continuity. It's continuity's sake, basically, to show all these things are happening at once.
Instead of
they used it for both storytelling and for action impact.
Yeah. Instead of having a montage cutting between each of the characters individually all on one
Which
big
was
screen.
there.
Which
was there, but it was put into that, chunk of things.
Yeah, and they managed to get the same information across in less time, and it looked a lot cleaner and more stylized. Which good job, Cartoon Saloon.
Also, well, I don't remember what was the Easter egg in Song of the Sea. I remember the Easter egg in Kells, and this one had a very clear Easter egg in it.
It was.
Hello. I'm like,
you've seen our movie, correct? Throw.
Do you recognize this? Look at this.
Look at this Donald, this little trinket. Ooh, so silly. Bye.
Now, the one in Kells. Do you know the one in Kells, Cody?
Not off the top of my head, no.
In Kells, I mean, it's there's no movie to go off of before, but it's an homage to the art. There's a point where the old guy, the guy who was writing the book initially, the one who came to the Abbey. When he's digging through paper, at one point, a leaf of paper flies out, and it's very clearly 3-hole punched with animation pegs. It happens relatively.
I think I remember that. Yeah.
It happens relatively early in the film, and if you watch it, he's just digging through paper and shit, and one of those leaves is very clearly animation paper.
Peg. Wow.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah. Just next time you go back and look at Kells, look for it. It's like right after he gets in, and Brennan's curious about what he's doing. You'll see it. You'll see paper flying everywhere, and then there's one that's a little bit slower to leave the frame than the rest of them, and that's the animation paper.
Speaking of inside animation jokes, there was a joke in Hilda that I missed the first time I watched the episode, but the next time I watched it, I picked it up. But it's whenever they're going to the dragon to get some paperwork burnt, because that's how they get out of contracts in that world. She was like, "Oh, what kind of deal do you want to get out of this time? Shark loan, NDA?" And I was like, of course a storyboard writer or something would put an NDA joke in there.
Right.
I was like, yeah, okay, that tracks. Oh, goodness.
Next time I watch this, I'm gonna think a little more about Northern versus Southern Ireland.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna look more at the shot composition again.
Yeah.
That was interesting to me.
I'm
guessing they still use TV Paint for this, because they do not use Harmony for these. They've kind of adamantly been against using Harmony at that studio. So I'm curious to see what.
There's a lot that I wanna do. Like, honestly, man, God, their shape language and their character design is so tight. Like,
oh yeah, I mean it was super tight in Kells, and I think they loosened up a little bit. They're like, okay, let's not make it so blatant, but they kept a lot of it in.
They push straight and curves to a whole nother level, though. It is insane how they push it in this movie.
But when you have that much fucking hair, you can basically make her whatever shape you feel like making her.
Yeah, that's true.
It literally could be whatever shape they damn well felt like.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, she was like all
about
the
a million opportunities where it's she looks like this now.
Yeah, but there's still something to be said for keeping the volume and keeping it looking like it's a bouncy hair.
Yeah, and it never looked like she lost form. She just was like a cat, just morphed into different kind of shapes.
Yeah, there was plenty of times where she would morph into a different shape, but it was always some kind of teardrop, whether it had a straight edge or a curve to it. But even whenever she was dashing away from the camera in that shot, she was always very clearly a teardrop shape, with one side being a little straighter than the other to show probably which side was her bottom side that was doing all the landing. And we still caught that as she was moving away. So no matter how far away from the camera we got, we knew her orientation.
Yeah,
it's very good.
So, I think it's very good.
Very good.
Also, the economy of their shapes in general was just round versus kind of not square, but long, short and round and long and square-ish.
And I want to say the wolf animation was really good.
Yeah, I didn't see any bad animal animation in that
so
film.
Good.
But you kind of can't have bad animal animation in a Western film about animals. You kind of can't do it.
You can't get away with it, you mean?
No, you can't get away with it. Not in Western. Anime does it a lot.
Not with
The only
Christina
anime that
Halstead
really-
on the case.
Yeah. The only anime I can remember where it didn't feel bad to watch the animals was actually Wolf's Rain. They actually put a decent amount of effort to not making them look awful.
God, I would hope.
But
a thing
most
called
animes I
Wolf's Rain
see,
would
the
get it
animal
right.
looks like shit. Like there's so many bad horse drawings in any anime I've ever watched. Like it's hard, even like fucking watching fucking like Titan, Attack on Titan. I just be like, that's awful. That's
Well,
awful.
now,
The
hold
horse's
on.
eyes are way too high. The horse's eyes are way too low.
The furry
What?
animation in B&A was good.
I mean, yes. When I speak about animal animation, it's always naturalistic animal animation.
I know.
Which is why I get pissy pants.
That's
I like what they did. I
that's
must call
what
them
we love
artists. I
about
like
you,
what they did
Christina,
with,
is that you love animals. You love animating
yes.
animals.
I like how they animated Merlin's wings. Like they did.
Dude, there were so many
what was
times
it?
during the flap where they doubled. Like they did like the double
they
smear.
double up his wings, so
Yeah,
it looked like
yeah.
because he was some kind of kestrel, and the kestrels are known for hovering. So the way they portrayed that was actually nice looking. I appreciate the effort they put into making it look like a hover, because not many birds outside of hummingbirds can actually maintain a hover naturally without using wind. Kestrels are one of the few birds that can hover without wind. So it's nice that they put that touch of animation there to give that effect.
All right, well, Christina, thank you. I'm writing down a video idea right now.
Okie dokie.
Yeah. The video idea is I make an animator talk about animal animation, and the animator is you, by the way.
I see.
Yeah.
Is it me shitting down the throat of all anime except for like
I think the idea is that like I get a bunch of different clips from a bunch of different shows and we watch them and I just record you and I talk about it with you.
Like just having diarrhea of the mouth about how good or bad it looks.
Like literally listening to you talk about this right now, it was just so interesting. And I'm not being ironic. I'm being completely honest. It was.
I know you are, because
so
I've put a lot of emphasis into being known as an animal animator or an animal just understanding animal locomotion.
It's kind of what pushed her into animation.
Yeah, it is kind of what pushed me into animation. Like animal locomotion is what I like observing. Like I will literally. Like many times I've had like a nature documentary on the TV, and I'll back it up and hit play again, which makes it go like half or 1/4 the speed, and literally just sit there and watch it in that speed length. That's what I do a lot, because that's how you learn how to draw fucking animals and learn how to move them properly. In fact, tomorrow I have Aaron Blaze's 6-hour workshop, which I'm totally not going to be awake for. It's the animal character design and animation course.
Hell yeah, sister.
And that's going to be recorded. So Ben and I got terrible sleep this morning. So I probably will sleep through it, and I will watch it when it becomes live. So it becomes a video that gets saved to the website that I can watch anytime, because I'm a
One last question. How do you guys feel about like, well, next time we do this, like, and we have this like end of film conversation, we like record it and like upload it to something?
That's not too bad, as long as we remember that it's being recorded.
Okay.
I don't mind.
How would you feel if this one was recorded the entire time? Which is why I was asking the interview like questions.
I see. I'm like, wait a minute. halfway through that question, the first question, I'm like, wait a minute.